What's going on, everybody? So today I'm going to try to build a plate cabinet. I've got my cabinets that I've built so far hung up. These are all going to be Eastern red cedar face frame cabinets. Basically I just have my upper cabinets probably about 3/4 of the way done. I've still got 2 more cabinets there to install, and I've got a couple end shelves. Well, actually one end shelf here. It's going to be on the end of the 2 cabinets I'm getting ready to put on, and then I'm going to put an end shelf over here by the window and an end shelf here. But today I would like to show you guys how to make a plate cabinet, or at least my style of making it, since I've never made one before. So I've got a lot of scrap here for the cedar that I've used. So I'm going to try to incorporate that into the plate cabinet. You know, plate cabinet tends to have like a bunch of strips, you know, where the plates will sit in between. So I'm going to try to use some of these, you know, as those dividers for the plates. So anyway, I got my 2 sides here for the cabinet, which are 12-inch sides, and I got a 24 by 30-inch piece of plywood here for the back, and it's a 1/2 inch. So I mean, these cabinets are going to be really solid. They have 1/2 inch backers. So anyway, guys, stay tuned. We'll see how it progresses. I'm not going to record sawing or anything like that. I'm going to save you the hassle, show you the after of each thing, including the pocket holes. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got my pocket holes drilled. These are going to be 3/4 inch pocket holes for the 3/4 inch Craig screws. I had to reset my stop collar for 3/4 inch screws because I ran out of 1 inch earlier. I find that 3/4 inch screws are not as great as 1 inch for the 1/2 inch material. However, the 3/4 inch works just decently as long as the pocket holes are drilled, you know, like they're supposed to be. You know, I find that they tend to stop grabbing a hole a lot quicker, obviously, compared to the 1 inch. So, you know, that's kind of an issue, but as long as you use caution with the 3/4 inch screws, you should be okay. I don't tend to have any issue, but I'm also using Titebond 3 glue as well. So I mean, after the screws fail, you know, the glue will still be there, and I've tried tearing these things apart after they've dried, and yeah, it's a major pain. I mean, I got to beat the hell out of them to get them apart. So I think that Titebond 3 glue is pretty forgiving. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put these together, and I'll get back with you. All right, I got my 2 side pieces cut on. Pocket hold them with 3/4 inch screws, as I mentioned prior. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top and the bottom. The top and the bottom both are going to be 12.5 by 24, and I'm not going to use this entire cabinet as a plate cabinet. I'm just going to use probably the bottom 13 inches maybe. I'm going to look and see, you know, what the standard sizes are for plates, and you know, kind of go from there. You know, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top and bottom. I'll be back with you. All right, I got my 2 top and bottom pieces cut. I'm gonna go ahead and install these. I've already put my bead glue on here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. See, these were cut on the table saw, so all I have to really do is line these up with this top board, because I know that the top board is perfectly square. Of course, all the rest of them should be square as well, but it's always nice to have 2 other points that you can square off of. As you can tell, it's pretty well square. This side over here, though, is not, so I'll have to bring this in. You can't really tell on video. Let's see. There you go. So I'll have to bring this in. What I like to do is go ahead and put a couple pocket holes over, or pocket screws over here to tighten everything up. Make sure this edge here is square all the way over, and then adjust the other when I get to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll get back with you. Alright guys, so this is the carcass for the plate cabinet, and like I said before, this isn't going to be used completely as just a plate cabinet, so I'm going to have an extra space up here. I did a little research. it turns out that the average plate size nowadays is 10 to 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and make the hole for the plate cabinet itself um, to be 13 inches, in order to fit a 13-inch plate in there. So actually, I have a 2-inch part of the face frame that goes all the way around here, and I want to kind of continue that trend. I got a microwave going here, but onto the next cabinet, which will be the plate cabinet, I'm going to go ahead and put that 2-inch strip there as well. So I actually want to make this hole 15 inches to accommodate a 13-inch plate, let's say, in case things gauge up in the future or whatever. So, and then I'll use the remaining portion of the cabinet as, whatever, I'm going to put two doors here, and then, the bottom will be a plate cabinet. The upper portion they can do whatever they want with. So maybe to store bowls or something in, although that might be, yeah, still be high enough. They can reach it. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to develop a plan, because I also want some trim in the back or something, to kind of hold the plates back there as well. Because, obviously once you get past that first strip, you don't really have, any, what do you call it, support, I guess, in the back side of the cabinet. So I'm going to try to develop something which will be easy for me to install. So stay with me. Alright guys, since the last segment in this video, I installed the shelf and also installed the face frame. It's not currently installed onto the cabinet. It's separate for now because I'm still going to install these little strips that I cut. I cut them originally at 1/4 inch, and I found that was entirely too flimsy. It's not going to hold up very well. So then I cut them at 3/8. I think it'll work. It's I'm not real sure. Some of these have some imperfections in them which could weaken it. I guess I could turn it with the edge grain outside, but I prefer otherwise. But I'm going to try to see how this works, see if a brad will go through it without breaking it. If not, then I'm going to try something else. But my whole intent here is to turn this face frame over and brad nail these to the back of it, and then go from there. So stay tuned. Alright, so this is what she looks like. Cut 3/8 inch strips of eastern red cedar and brad nailed them on the back with 2 brad nails on each end on each piece. So she turned out pretty good. And then in the back I basically made a copy of the front and put it in the back. I had to trim down the edges and the top to compensate for the overlap on the cabinet, but overall it looks like it turned out pretty good. So I put that in at 6 3/4 inches deep, and then I brad nailed all the way around the edge of it. So turned out pretty good, guys. I think I'm gonna probably put a clear coat on it along with the rest of the cabinets whenever I get to that stage. But I'm probably not going to install the face frame on this one until I get everything, completely clear coated. Because I find that this cabinet probably is going to be pretty difficult to do any clear coating on. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you learned something. I know I did.